We have something about Israel and Qatar, and that should be it for today. 22 hours ago. This is a long time ago, man. Fox News.
Significant moments ago.
Well, I'm trying to be centrist. Let's also listen to the right a bit.
The Israeli military saying that it conducted a strike against senior Hamas leadership.
They had information. Dude, they always know where everyone is, huh? These Israelis,
Gaza,
bro. Holy.
But in the capital city of Doha and Qatar. In Tel Aviv, Greg Palcott's watching that story, and Greg, it's early.
Yeah, Mossad is creepy, man. Fuck you up, dude.
Well, Bill, this war just stepped up by one more step. In the past half hour or so, we have gotten reports that for the very first time, Israel has struck Doha, Qatar, aiming at the Hamas leadership.
The question is, are they calling Qatar first? We're going to strike Hamas leadership.
Remember,
but the Hamas leaders, they're all far away from Gaza. They're all chilling in like big mansions and fancy hotel rooms, man.
Qatar is one of the two mediating
they did not tell Qatar?
countries. Qatar
Dude, Israel just doesn't give a fuck anymore, huh?
To come up with
they're
an
not afraid at all.
War, and now Israel has struck out at the country, but not the country itself. Struck out at Hamas leadership, which away from Gaza uses Qatar as a base of operation. And according to Israeli television, and we do not have this confirmed, but Israeli media claims.
Oh, I'm a bit exhausted, man, dude. What is... You wake up in the morning and bombs are flying, people are dying. Mamma mia, eh.
That 5 of the top
But I think it's always been like this. It's just televised more now.
At their headquarters was targeted by an Israeli, an
Time for
IDF
airstrike,
and they were killed. Again,
they attacked the peace delegation
of this, but it's quite a blow. I mean, they justify it.
Imagine you're a Hamas leader. You must be scared shitless. You must be sitting on the toilet thinking your fucking toilet is about to explode.
Their own statement saying that these individuals were for years
the U.S. asked them to be in Qatar,
leading the terror operations, directly responsible for, in the words of Israel, the brutal.
Someone needs to stop these fuckers. It seems like the underlying picture of all the news we show today, right? That very often we feel like, why is no one doing anything? Why is no one looking into Trump more, what he's doing? Why is no one doing something about Israel, right? Where is the functioning adult? And they don't exist. That's something we need to realize. There's no one. There is no one. The only one that can kind of fix stuff like this is the people, right? It's like, if millions of people rise up and go like, hey, Trump, we're gonna go on the streets here and stop support for Israel. Stop it. But no one is... I honestly believe in my conspiracy theory that for decades and decades and decades, the elites of the West have sedated us. They make us believe in transgenders are the biggest issue ever. So we never, ever are unionized, stand together, and make a big uprising and stuff like that. They prepared themselves very, very well that it doesn't happen.
The war against the state of Israel. But Bill, I mean, we have to also understand it's these individuals that are involved in negotiations to try to end the war, that they are talking to the other side. They are talking to the United States. They are in a safe country specifically for that reason. We have a note from Trey Yingst, who spoke to the officials in Qatar, and they condemn in the strongest terms the cowardly Israeli attack. That's their words, quoted by Trey from Qatar. The ministry affirms.
Yeah, I agree with you, local army. I still believe in that. I think when Occupy Wall Street happened, the rich understood it's a bit dangerous, and then it got real. That's when the fucking culture war started against the fucking Mexicans and the transgenders and the abortion. That's when they started like, we have to do something so they don't occupy Wall Street, but they occupy some other dumb shit, man.
Security agencies, civil defense, and authorities will immediately begin to respond. So Qatar, as you can imagine, not too pleased by this. Hamas, not too pleased by this. Of course, this comes, Bill, at a very crucial time. There is yet another proposal for a ceasefire, a hostage handover, Palestinian prisoner exchange coming from the Trump administration.
How you doing, man?
And this has got to put put paid to that.
And again, I say this every stream, man. It's not the people, man. People in Gaza, people in Israel are mostly probably, I would guess, normal fucking people that just totally wanna fucking have normal lives. It's always the leadership that divides us and makes us kill each other. Mostly, obviously, also between the normal people is fucking crazy people.
Live in the capital city of Kyiv. And Trey, the thing that's critical about the leadership for Hamas operating out of Qatar and not...
Can American news ever show a normal woman without 50 kilograms of makeup and Botox? Is it humanly possible?
Is that they were living big lives.
The negotiators for Hamas expressed interest in the latest ceasefire deal, which would also have freed all remaining hostages. The deal was brokered by the US and was approved by Israel. Those negotiators were meeting in Qatar to discuss, and then they got bombed.
And that's really been one of the backstories on this war ever since Israel went back into Gaza.
I've seen that guy before. I know that face somehow.
Now, and what it could mean for this war, if indeed they have been taken out in Doha today.
Yeah,
but Mossad seems to always know where you are, man. That is fucking creepy, man. They fucking know
Fox
where
News
you are.
can confirm that the Israelis...
And Mossad is so powerful, which they're proving all the time. How far away is it? I'm sorry. How far-fetched is it that Mossad is trying to compromise American politicians to be pro-Israel? Like that's what intelligence is, right? This is what CIA and Mossad does. They compromise you, and then they can blackmail you. They can use you, right? That's what the whole Epstein thing is about. You fucked the kid, I have a video. Do what I want, right?
We're behind
it's not
these
that fucking far gone, huh?
The Qatari capital of Doha, specifically the Hamas leadership, Khalil Ali and Zahir Jabarin. We're talking about 2 out of 5 of the top Hamas leaders that are currently in Doha. And I want to take you through the TikTok of how these individuals...
If I was making Hamas, wouldn't I try to be like secret? Never use my name. We don't use names, only fake names. You gotta like hide that shit a bit more. Hey guys, welcome to my Twitter. My name is Ital Kalulaha. I'm the Hamas leader. Hey, that's my face. You gotta like fucking...
Came to power in Qatar.
Gotta be a secret society, bro. Like the Nightshades on Wednesday.
From hundreds of miles away from Gaza.
That's the guy at the beginning in Kiev and the war started in Ukraine. Okay.
The leader of Hamas was killed by the Israelis in the Iranian capital of Tehran. After that took place, Hamas consolidated their power in Qatar to continue leading operations inside Gaza and the West Bank. And according to initial reports, Khalil al-Hayya and Zahir Jabarin.
I really fear that we can literally right now go into a time machine and go 10 years in the future. The news will not have changed. There's war there, people dying there, a revolution there. It's gonna... I don't see this ever stopping, man.
Were the 2 targets behind the Israeli strikes today in Doha. And again, the Qataris are immediately coming out and condemning these strikes against their territory. The country's spokesman for the foreign minister says the state of Qatar...
It will be way worse. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I think you're wrong. I think so. If you do TommyKay graphs time, and this is world tension, right? I think the world tension was always a bit like that. I think it's a wrong bias to think that right now it's like this. This is because it's televised now. You see it, right? But the world was always killing. Look at any history book, man. You guys play historical video games. Always killing each other. Always fucking something, man. I think it's just more televised now, and we should calm down, because in the meanwhile also the average living standard has grown a lot, right? I think it's important to not be so negative all the time. The news obviously tell us everything is falling apart, man, but bro, I'm 34 years old. When I was a kid, I saw East Germany. I saw how fucked up everything was. Now I'm living in a rich city, man. We have the greatest life here, man. Everything is life is nice, man. Life is good.
Strongest terms, the cowardly Israeli attack targeting the residential headquarters of several members of the Hamas political bureau in the Qatari capital of Doha. This is very significant, Bill, because when we step back
Strip
from
is
this,
the future.
These were the individuals at the negotiating table in these ongoing conversations to try and get the remaining 48 hostages out of Gaza.
48 hostages
and now
left.
there are major questions about
that must suck when being a hostage for this long.
And Greg, this is Dana.
Easy to say as a sexless human money. Terrible childish super childish comment, as we always get here from non-subs that are 12 years old, man. It is quite obvious that if you live in Europe or North America, stuff on average have massively improved over the last 30 or maybe even 70 years. Terrible, stupid comment, man. Thank you, Tango. Thank you.
This morning to news that Bibi Netanyahu and the Israeli government have told Gaza to evacuate. And so that operation looks like it's happening. And in the meantime, you have the Hamas leaders who have been kind of sitting pretty there in Qatar. And the element of surprise
Sitting
here
pretty? I
could
don't
have
think they're
been
sitting pretty anymore, huh?
something because they had their eye off the ball.
Absolutely, yeah. We were sitting here in our bureau, and all of a sudden we're seeing smoke on the horizon from a shot in Doha. Utter surprise about what was going on, opening up another front. Remember, Israel has never struck Doha, has never
I'm a 30 plus
struck
educated
Qatar.
living in Germany. Well, you don't sound like it on Twitch, that's for sure, man. Struggling with low wages. Still, you cannot deny that the living standard in Germany in your 30 years has improved, man. Also, come on, I don't even have time for your bullshit right now, man. What the fuck?
Qatar is a safe ground, a neutral ground, a mediating ground.
Every Republican
for
woman looks like this.
whole operation, and really one of the key players.
Okay, man.
Epstein scandal. Lawyers for the Epstein estate submitted the convicted sex offender's so-called birthday book to members of the House Oversight Committee. Those documents
The problem is it's not proven if that letter is real, right?
were released by the committee just minutes ago. This
It sounded very
afternoon,
Trumpy,
Democrats
though.
on the panel have
So we talked about this, actually a month ago when this letter was already talked about. This is supposedly a letter Trump sent to Jeffrey.
posted what appears to be Trump's lewd birthday letter to Epstein, originally reported by the Wall Street Journal this July. It has not been obtained by NBC News.
The
The letter
Qatar?
features an imagined conversation between Trump and Epstein.
It's fake. It's not a sick. Once again, I try to be educated on the stream. Nobody knows if it's fake or not. If you're educated, you will say, we don't know it yet. We should be critical about this. That's how educated people talk.
In which Trump tells him, may every day be another wonderful secret. Before the letter's
They
publication,
had a lot of
Trump
fucking
insisted it never
lot of pictures
existed,
together, though.
Even sued the Wall Street Journal for billions of
But again,
dollars.
what I say every stream,
And
no
yet,
one
the White
cares.
House is doubling down. With
No
Press
one
Secretary
cares.
Caroline
No one
Leavitt
does anything.
insisting Trump neither drew nor signed the picture.
The latest piece published by the Wall Street Journal proves this entire birthday card story is false. The Wall Street Journal is probably very careful there because they know they're going to get sued. They have to prove it's real. Otherwise, they're in massive trouble. Also, Trump lost some case, right? He lost $1 million case or some shit I saw. It's clear President Trump did not draw this picture and he didn't sign it. President Trump's legal team will continue to pursue this. Okay, a bunch of
Adding
blah
that
blah.
Trump would still pursue his defamation
will probably go in
suit
front of a
against
court,
the Wall
though.
Street Journal. But this letter, it is just one
Trump
part
is
of
done
a
anyway.
bigger
Is he
picture.
really? I don't think he's
Donald
done.
Trump's Epstein
He's
woes,
looking
they are
fine.
not going away. Joining us now, former president of NARAL, Elise Hogue, and former campaign
Why does the letter matter? Honest question.
manager for Joe Walsh 2020, Lucy Caldwell.
It's awesome
welcome
to
to
just
you
All
both.
these people
So
always.
Lucy, Elise,
grab hammer.
welcome again. This is, Alicia laid out in the opening, how the White House and Trump claim, oh, this never existed. This is never. And here we have the evidence, and they're now saying, oh, this is all made up. It's a Democratic hoax.
Well, you can't just do it. I never watch the news. I do it right now on stream. This is fucking terrible. CoffeeZilla made a video. You can't say the word evidence because nobody knows it yet. Wow, I should never check the news again. The CoffeeZilla, he did something 1 day ago. Nice. That's like a real. That's the new world we live in, right? A random YouTuber is a better journalist than these fucking news stations, man. What the fuck was that?
Epstein birthday book got released. 238 pages of letters to Jeffrey Epstein. Most of them are about sex. If you remember, we extensively covered the Wall Street Journal scoop that Jeffrey Epstein's friends put together letters commissioned by Ghislaine Maxwell, and one of those letters included Donald Trump, although they also included Alan Dershowitz, Lex Wexner, Bill Clinton, Leon Black. Now, in response, Trump sued the Wall Street Journal over $10 billion, which also means he sued Rupert Murdoch, the guy who runs Fox News, the
Dude, he's already, in 32 seconds, the much better journalist than the real news, right? That's the new world we live in. YouTubers, if they do it well, a good job, they're so much better than anything in TV,
New
man.
York Post, Sky News. And this is all because Donald Trump denied everything and said, I never wrote a picture in my life. I don't draw pictures of women. It's not my language. It's not my words. Here's his official response. He sued them, of course. And then, of course, we found out that he does
And he
draw
said he
pictures,
doesn't draw
turns
pictures,
out,
but he does
and
draw
signs
pictures.
his name on them. But the really important update was
And he always likes to sign all the pictures he paints in the
that
past.
the New York Times corroborated that Trump's name was on the Epstein birthday book, and specifically the Epstein estate had it in their possession, and we're going to turn it over. And today, that's exactly what happened, or the House committee released it to the public.
What I think is the most important thing about this whole case is the Wall Street Journal must know that if they release this, right, this is going to the commander-in-chief, editor-in-chief, right? Chief editor, whatever the fuck you call it. And they're like, if we release this, we're gonna get sued into oblivion by Mr. Trump, right? But they still do it anyway, and that's interesting. That's interesting.
I want to be clear, although a lot of talk today is going to be spent on this drawing, it's far from the only one. Really, the reason this is such a big story is the blatant denial by the president saying just it never happened.
I mean, I believe what it looks like, Trump was big buddies with a pedophile. Dude, years ago, right? Years ago. I can't prove anything, right? But years ago, when Trump started to be a big thing in the media, I was like Googling him and learning about him, right? And the guy owned underage girl beauty pageants. Isn't that like weird? I thought that years ago, 8 years ago, I was like, is that normal? That the great Donald Trump, the great guy that will make us all great again, the guy had beauty pageants.
Which is the weird thing, because of course he was friends with Epstein and Ghislaine. Everybody admits that, including Trump. It's just the letter itself. He's saying, no way it happened. That's not me. I don't do it. So that's the reason there's a lot of focus on the president. But let's be clear, this book is about a lot.
And he actually on video brags going to the dressing room. Yes. Can anyone find me that link again? This beautiful video we had the other day. Can anyone find me that? It's a short of Trump saying insane things. Anyone can find that video? It was a big, big short.
More than just the president. There's a lot of powerful people implicated in this. This is the start of it. You
Warren
see,
Eisenstein,
it's a leather-bound
Terry
book
Kafka,
written by Ghislaine Maxwell.
the old Jews.
There are redactions to third parties.
That's a lot of Jewish names. No hate, no hate. I'm not
One of
Bill
the friends
Clinton.
mentioned is Ron Altbach, Leon Black, Jean-Luc Brunel,
You
Bill
call him
Clinton.
pedo, but that's not a pedo. Pedo are kids. Brain rot. Instant permaban. You seem very mentally ill.
Alan
All the best.
Dershowitz, Bill Elkis, Bran Frennan, Nick Leese, Peter Mandelson, George Mitchell, Nathan Mervold, and the list goes on and on, notably also Leslie Wexner, Donald Trump. And this is all available online. Like, there's no denying that this exists. You can see it has a bunch of never-before-released pictures of Epstein,
Jesus
family,
Christ.
Things like that.
Where's this
there
from?
are redactions of certain women in the pictures in compromising positions, but otherwise, mostly unredacted, honestly.
And it's always crazy, right? This is what they caught so far, right? How many pedophile rings are still out there in the shadows nobody knows about?
With how much we got of the famous birthday book. And it is full of revelations. I think the
How
most...
did I get this birthday book? Where's it from? What's it really made by? I don't know. It was a huge YouTube short. Everybody loved. Trump saying crazy things. I don't know if anyone can find that. I don't know, man. Maybe one of you guys can find
obvious one is
The estate released it from his estate. The Epstein estate. Who the fuck is the Epstein estate?
that all of Jeffrey's friends, or most of them, were aware of his interests. They talked extensively about how much he loves the ladies, the young ladies. But there's also an interesting mention of his Vanity Fair profile. This is from Leon Black, where he calls him a Vanity Fair poster child. And that is soon followed by Alan Dershowitz's alleged letter, where he says, "Dear Jeffrey, as a birthday gift to you, I managed to obtain an
Lawyers and
early
family members.
version of
Why would they release this? Wouldn't this compromise the Epstein estate? Why would the Epstein estate release this? Are they anti-Jeffrey? I have no idea about this stuff.
Vanity Unfair article. I talked them into changing the focus from you to Bill Clinton, as you will see in the enclosed excerpt. Happy birthday and best regards." What makes this so interesting is what he's referring to, I believe, is a 2003 profile on Jeffrey Epstein. The article is called "The Talented Mr. Epstein" by Vicky Ward, and it's sort of become famous for the fact that now there's been this meta commentary about how Vicky Ward had early allegations of...
Are you sending me here?
Donald Trump loves a beauty pageant, and by his own admission, he
Okay, wow, you don't even have good sound. I'm looking for that thing where he talks about the back room, about beauty pageant back room. I'm looking, can anyone, come on, man, people, do your job. Is it this one?
Donald Trump loves a
It's
beauty
the
pageant.
fucking voice again. I'm gonna kill myself like the... Can anyone find me that godforsaken clip? Do your fucking job, people. Oh my fucking god. Useless.
Abuse by Epstein and was not able to run them.
Shut the fuck up about shitty Subnautica, you moron.
She accuses the paper of not running them. There's some dispute over this. Vicky Ward basically says she had 2 women who presented allegations. By early December, weeks before the article closed, In mid-December, she was discussing the farmers with fact checkers, and they were looking for photos. Ultimately, the editor said he didn't trust her. He didn't want to run those allegations. But now that we have this backstory, I mean, that's all things that have been public for a long time. That has been a big question. Why was this article killed? Well, now we have in this book a discussion of this killed article. And by the way, when you look at what
Dear
Alan
Jeffrey,
Dershowitz is
a
saying,
birthday
they
gift.
changed the killed article. And by the way,
a birthday gift to you. I managed to obtain an early version of the Vanity Unfair article. I talked them into changing the focus from you to Bill Clinton, as you will see from the enclosed excerpt. Happy birthday and best regards. It's right here, Tommy.
No, they're standing there with no.
It's just hard to fucking listen to this shit. Okay, okay, here we go.
For nearly 2 decades.
No, they're standing there with no. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
In 2000, for
That-
nearly
that- that's, I always like to stay with facts, right? I like facts. And he said that. That is a fact.
Decades.
One more time.
No, they're standing there with no. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
In 2001, Tasha Dixon was Miss Arizona, competing in the Miss USA pageant. She experienced this kind of awkward moment firsthand.
Our first introduction to him was when we were at the dress rehearsal and half naked changing into our bikinis.
Dixon was 18 at the time and says watching Trump storm into a dressing room was shocking.
To have the owner come waltzing in when we're naked or half naked in a very physically vulnerable position, and then to have the pressure of the the people that work for him telling us to go fawn all over him, go walk up to him, talk to him, get his attention. Who do you complain to? He owns the pageant. So there's no one to complain to. Everyone there works for him.
And why the fuck do you even own a little girl's beauty pageant?
2005, 4 years later, Donald Trump bragged to Howard Stern about what he could get away with since he owned the pageants. The conversation uncovered by CNN's K-File.
I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it.
You're like
everything
a doctor.
is good.
Later in that same show, Trump is asked if he'd ever had sex with Miss USA or Miss Universe contestants.
Never comment on things like that.
Give us the first letter of the country you had sex with.
How many letters are there?
This comes just weeks after
Anyway, everyone gets the point.
Hey, when you look at what Alan Dershowitz is saying, they changed the focus to from you to Bill Clinton. We do see that Bill Clinton shows up in this article. So the timeline really does match up. Over and over, his friends seem to be joking about an article where allegations almost ran about Jeffrey Epstein.
Howard Stern. A lot of the kids don't even know who Howard Stern is, man. Howard Stern did some of the craziest content ever. I will never forget, man. Where are we going? Why was I there?
Be very well aware he likes the ladies, he likes them young. So I hope this finally puts to bed the lone trafficker theory that everyone was going to him for tax advice. But of course, we also need to talk about Donald Trump's letter. And unfortunately, this is where the response gets a lot more polarizing. Depending on where you sit on the aisle, people have been having all sorts of reactions to this, with a lot of people saying, okay, well, then case closed. He wrote it, right? Like, obviously, he was friends with the guy. Everybody else in there aren't there denying writing these letters. He wrote it. His signature's on here. But the official press secretary at the White House said that, once again, it is false. They're doubling, tripling, quadrupling down, saying, as I've said all along, it's very clear President Trump did not draw this picture. He did not sign it. Trump's legal team will continue to aggressively pursue litigation. And then you have this guy who's the deputy White House chief of staff saying, time for News Corp to open that checkbook. It's not his signature. Defamation. And then they screenshot some photos of Donald Trump signing his name and saying, look, it's not the same signature. And you know what? That's pretty true. It's not the same signature. We'll get to that, because at the same time that was getting released, they were denying, oh, look at these signatures that are different. We also had the New York Times and Wall Street Journal also put out signature comparisons with some different signature choices that look very similar. This is the official Epstein one right here. Here's a letter to Bill Gates. Here's a letter to New York City officials, Rudy Giuliani. Here's another New York City official. And then we also have letters to Conway, to Clinton. And you have this kind of tech.
The point always in the end is that even if this is true, right, nothing is going to happen. That's the point, right? You need like something really, really concrete, like a video of Trump fucking little girl. Otherwise, it's never, ever enough.
Facebook long trail, a very tight vertical signature. I mean, to me, that's pretty compelling. Unless we're arguing for a professional forgery job here, which I don't think has even been alleged. Like, this is nearly identical, all these signatures. Like, I would believe...
Dude, I have friends in my friend circle that are pro-Trumpers, and for the last years, they would always text me. What do you think about this, Tommy, huh, you little lip tot? They have been so quiet for months. No one is texting me anymore. I don't get any Discord messages anymore. All day long, I get Discord messages. I get nothing anymore protecting Trump. A lot of people are really now...
That is all within the realm of the regular differences in a signature, right? It's not some completely different
signature. It's up to Mossad if you get this.
Before. But it didn't take long for people to take up what the White House's official statement is saying, because influencers have now run with it, saying, does the below look like the actual signature from the president?
Charlie Kirk, man, that guy is dangerous, man. Does the below from the Wall Street Journal look like this actual signature from the president? I don't think so at all. Fake. Charlie Kirk, man, very fucked up guy.
I don't think so at all. Fake. Showing once again that, yes, the president has at various times signed signatures differently, of course. I don't think anyone disputes that. And sure, you can find some signatures that look different. Here's Eric Daughtery saying, the Wall Street Journal has just published that letter Trump sent to Epstein. It's not even his signature. Defamation, pay up. This guy says...
That's the world we live in. You have no civil conversation. You just have defamation, pay up. That's why I deleted Twitter, man. It's just complete... It's all insanity.
Trump is going to bankrupt Wall Street Journal. Benny Johnson says, time to sue them into oblivion.
Did you imagine, like, you're part of this and you protect this? Like, you can't even be fucking neutral about it. And imagine there's people that know Trump is who he is and still protect it, right? But that was always history, right? Always. And I'm going to be a bit feminist here. It's the locker room thing. The boys, right? One of your boys did something not so nice to a girl at a party. In the last decades, man, the boys will all hush, 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 right? Johnny, I'm not going to tell anyone, right? It happens in the world. It is what it is, man. A lot of hushy, 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 man.
Easy, because the guy they're talking about,
that's a big character question, right? If you know something like this, will you still protect your bro? I think a lot of people will. Still in this world.
I mean, it's definitely infighting at best. Now, of course, we got to read the message again now that we actually have it in its full context. We have voiceover. Must be more to life than having everything. Yes, there is. I won't tell you what it is, nor will I. Since I know what it is, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Yes, we do, come to think of it. We all know this. And then the famous line, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. So, look, there's also an analysis put together by the Wall Street Journal, who originally reported this. I think that's worth going over. They decided to look at various times that Donald Trump has expressed similar writing. For example, they talk about Trump talking in the third person. They say, look, here's video clips of him.
But the point is, again, I feel like even if the letter is real, what does it matter? He maybe loses 0.4% of votes in 3 years, right? I always wonder, what is the consequence, right? It's not enough. It's not enough.
For him to do that. There's also
that guy can kill a puppy on Times Square. People would still vote for him.
He's used Enigma multiple times in books. We've also covered him saying it in video. Then there's
kind of crazy. I know the internet is doing all this work, right? It's not the news anymore. It's the internet putting all this stuff together.
It's also a wonderful thing. A pal is a wonderful thing. That's the line. Well, has he said that before? Yes. He's definitely said that before. So all in all, the reporting seems solid to me. I mean, you can hold on to the copium here, but really you're arguing that the entire book
yes, I think
is
so.
either all fake, which that's the first option, in which case, like, it may be the greatest forgery of all time, or you're saying specifically that it's just the Trump part that's a forgery, and every other part, the part where Bill Clinton's writing in, the part where all these other people we knew that were all...
I want you to once again take a step back, right? And think, what if this is actually real? And the world is crazy. You all seen crazier stuff. That you actually had a president who was a pedophile. You actually have another president who is a pedophile. That they're all friends. That there's a little group going on. A group of rich people. A lot of people getting compromised there. It's not that far away. This is all real, right? It makes... I don't know. I always felt like this is kind of how the world works. This is how it kind of goes. The world is crazy, and this stuff makes kind of fucking sense, man. Who cares? I feel like you should... What? Oh, sometimes there's a guy in chat who just makes me go, woo!
Also associated with Epstein, we're writing in, you're saying all of that's real, but the part about Donald Trump is not. and that was a forgery inserted in. So it's a very strange argument, and because this was all a carefully bound book, the idea that it was just inserted in, it couldn't really have been. It was bound by a specific bookbinder. So, you know, I think it's all credible. I mean, personally, I look at the facts, I look at what we know of the various people, how this all unfolded, the fact that it came from the estate we thought it would come
Again,
from
the question is, what is the consequence,
the fact it
right?
included a variety.
Bill Clinton said, it's reassuring, isn't it, to have lasted as long across all the years of learning and knowing, adventures and also to have your childlike curiosity, the drive to make a difference, and the solace of friends. He declined to comment on this. Leon Black. I think we googled Leon Black. He's a very, very, very rich man. Blonde, red, or brunette, spread out geographically. With this net of fish, Jeff's now the old man and the sea, signed Loves and Kisses Leon.
Of politicians, powerful people. It wasn't just singling out Trump, but Trump is the only one who has denied it. Now, lastly, I want to talk about the latest statement by our government. We all know the various stages of grief we've been through with this story. First, it was a cover-up, then they're going to release everything, then there's nothing to release, then it's a hoax, and now we have a new level of copium. We are descending into Davy Jones' locker level of copium. And here we have it. This is from Speaker Mike Johnson.
He is horrified. The whole thing a hoax. It's been misrepresented. He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down.
Wow. Donald Trump was an FBI informant, according to Speaker Mike Johnson. So all of this birthday book stuff, all of this was actually, if you believe our government, it was part of an official...
Oh, they're not trying to act like this is FBI agent Donald Trump acting like he's a pedophile to get Epstein.
This whole photo. But now, I guess we're so deep undercover, we can't cop to it yet. We can't admit we have the entire government running cover for us with influencers telling people, oh, it's not his signature, even though they're very clearly our signatures that look identical. So it's crazy. I just hope our glorious president can one day come out of his FBI informant role and tell us all how he took down the world's most notorious...
We're going to look at Nepal in a sec. We're doing the news here.
That big one, maybe he can write us a letter about
Anyway, so we talked about the Trump letter. What are you still doing here, mate? Jeez. Well, if you want to see more, click these videos. Have fun. Looking good, boy.